for today. Yeah. Okay. So I'll quickly. Okay. I'm hearing a lot of not audible. So am I audible to you guys a lot right now? Uh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I was actually talking on mute. So that's the highlight for today. Uh, I actually wanted to take 2 minutes. Okay, so I'll take 2 minutes. You all might be curious as to group में क्या आया कि about that 1,000 rupee coupon. First of all, how many of you all are actually in the groups, the WhatsApp groups that we've created for just Python for the just these sessions that are going on? Okay, double audio. It's echoing. It's echoing. Is it echoing? Yes. Is it echoing? So, okay, no problem. Now is it fine? Okay, a lot of people are in the group. Okay, for those of you all who do not know what the group is, if you go to the description, you'll see WhatsApp channels links, and I also have my mods who are helping me out here. Chat, they're putting it in the chats right now. Groups hai wahan pe. Just go all and join the group. You'll get updates wahan pe. Okay, you'll get your updates वहाँ पे ठीक है. So a lot of people might be confused कि ग्रुप में वो 1,000 वाला क्या आया है. So yes, I'm giving away 1,000 rupees today in this session itself. So I'll be doing a Kahoot by the end of this session to test how much you all know in the past 2 days. आपने क्या क्या सीखा होगा 2 days मतलब कल का and today. So please stay until the end. And also assignment submissions, you all know how that works. Certificate, everyone gets a certificate as long as you have completed the assignment, and 3 days ka assignment you all have submitted, you get your certificate. So do not worry that you'll get your certificate by the end of the session. Okay. This much is understandable for you all. Sir, certificate. Yes. Okay, so I believe those doubts have been cleared. And also, I wanted to let you know that I did not actually get any story mentions yesterday about yesterday's session. No one took a screenshot and uploaded this and tagged Let's Upgrade. I suggest कि आप लोग करो वो. You guys do that. Just take a screenshot of today's session. Gauravdeep sir is teaching you. Tag him. Tag Let's Upgrade and post it. I'm giving away 500 rupees just for that. And one lucky winner on a random note is gonna get 500 rupees. ठीक है. And the same is for LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn पे भी करो. वहाँ पे separately I'm giving out 500. So you have an opportunity to win 1,500 rupees today by the end of this session. करो वो. How to submit assignment. For your assignment submission, just go to the description में you will find a link वहाँ पे for your assignment submissions, and that is how you submit your assignment. वहाँ पे question I have already mentioned. By the end of this session you will also get to understand कि how to solve that question. Okay, यहाँ तक समझा सबको? Any doubts यहाँ तक? If not, then I'll hand over to Gauravdeep sir. I'll come in again by the end of this session to take your Kahoot. वहाँ पे 1,000 rupees का guaranteed winner है, तो please stay until then. Guys, come on, please. Okay. LinkedIn file मांग रहा था. Yes, so yesterday's queries I've resolved. Today you directly have to paste in your code and वो solve हो जाएगा. Okay, ठीक है. I'll not take much more time. Gauravdeep sir, I'll hand it over to you from here. Please proceed.
Right. Fair enough. So first of all, good evening to all of you. I see many people are interested. When winners will be announced, कैसे कमाए 1,000 rupees. So I think you all have the idea. You have the idea by now that what you have to do, right? And कोई भी confusion है, you can just recap the video live. 60 seconds, 90 seconds repeat करके देख लो. No worries. Okay. Cover that part. Hello everyone. I hope meanwhile my voice is clear. You all can hear me. ठीक है ना? That's more important. Let me know if there are any issues with my mic, if it's not working or any of that. Yes. Cool. So I have a very interesting project for day three. Actually, I was wondering कि day three पे क्या करें? Should we do a typical terminal based project like banking management system बना ले, hotel management system बना ले? But then I thought something that is really useful can help us actually use that Python script in our real life. I'll be giving you things around it. Voice is clear, but a little bit low. Will be good if high. Okay, sure. So what I will do is I'll try to fix the audio. At least let us uh, try to bear the little bit of low voice today. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So we should get to the topic. We should start with our journey today. So let us just quickly skim through the agenda. What are we planning today, right? So देखो, we have already understood what is Python, okay? Why it's so popular, uh, especially in the field of data science, AI, why it's working. How do you install VS Code and things like that? Well, none of you even asked doubts, so I assume that you all people have access to Jupyter Notebook, yeah, VS Code, or somewhere you can write Python code, okay? Different data types I explained: integer, float, string, boolean, what they are, and how we'll be using them. Input print, we covered few things hands on. How do we ask input and do it, right? In fact, our assignment was based on taking an input from the user and something about the comparison operator, right? Taking the percentage and then converting it into grade. Okay, so that's the idea. Then today we are looking into the control flow statements, which is if elif. We already witnessed if statement yesterday. We will continue from there. We'll go into for loop, while loop, okay, and we'll check about different data types, list, tuples, dictionaries, some basic operations with list and tuples, okay, append, remove, pop, and things like that. Dictionary, we will see how do we create them, how do we use them. Okay, so that's really interesting. I think this will motivate people learning more with uh, Python skills, है ना? So cool. Okay. What is all right. ठीक है. Language debate is forever. We can skip that, है ना? I'll 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 just assure you. See, for all the audience who are live here, एक बार इसको सुन लो. Just listen to it once. That you do not have to worry about Hindi and English. See, whatever I'm speaking in Hindi will be eventually covered in English. ऐसा मान लो this lecture is working in two different languages, but content is being covered. जो भी मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, इंग्लिश में भी बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? So do not worry. Do not let us not waste time in this war of language. के हिंदी होनी चाहिए कि इंग्लिश. I'll mix it and I'll make sure that both audience get equal amount of learning. Nothing is not translated here or there. Okay. Okay. ठीक है. Now let us start off first with some basic loops in Python. ठीक है. So whenever we build any logic where we have to use statements like different conditions, there are some conditions like we have to make decisions based on certain facts that if at all this person is above 18, then they are allowed into say a theater room, or if at all this person is above whatever would be the default alcohol age, say 26, 24, whatever it is, uh, only then the people are allowed into a bar, okay? And there could be some restrictions to some different conditions. Okay, voting could be an idea. So if all age is above 18, only then people are allowed to vote. So when these conditions come in, okay, then only then we have to make sure that we use the if, else, and elif magic. Okay. The next idea would be if there are multiple things based on conditions which we have to choose. For an example, if the person is scoring 90 above, then we have to give them A plus grade. Else, if the person is scoring 80 plus, it can be in the A grade or something like that, right? So this is where multiple statements can be handled by if loop, okay, which means else if. So it is a smart way, or you can say a shortword of saying else if, okay. So if this is the condition, then do it. Else if this is the condition, then do that. Else if both are not true, then do this. Else, or ultimately, if all of them break, then what do we do? That's what else statement is all about. Okay. So if at all the person has passed an exam, then you move them or promote them to the next year. else you demote them or fail them. Okay, so that's the idea. So if at all a person has cleared, you can say, some threshold, then do it. Else if the person is in this gap, then do this. Else if person is here, then do that. Else by default. So else always handles the default statement. Okay, so that's about the idea of what if else statements are supposed to do. Okay, so for an example, let us take an example over here. Okay, I'll say if elif I'll create a file in, you can say, my VS Code file browser, and I'll name it if-elif-else.py. Okay, so demonstration of using if loop. Okay, so for an example, let us take input from the user. So age is equals to integer input. Enter your age. Okay, so what we will do is, so ideally, the general notion of considering someone adult is that if age is, you can say, greater than or equal to 18, okay, only then we can say that you are adult. Okay, this is the idea of doing it. So this is our script. I have saved this code over here. We can simply run it through the terminal. Let me close the file. Let me open up a terminal. Okay, so how do you open up a terminal? You can simply go here, select terminal and new terminal, or I'm using the control shift tilde as the shortcut to open up this window right in VS Code. Okay, now since I'm in the exact working directory where my code is, okay, so I just need to write type Python, and I need to type the name of the file. Okay, so if suppose if I run something like this, okay, Python if-elif-else. Let me change the name of this file. So something like this. What you will get is that can't open file at this path. Okay, no such file or directory. If at all you might be getting this error, two possible ways are that either you are not on the current path. If you do dir, you should be able to see the name of the file mentioned in this output. Okay, अगर dir के output में file name आ रहा है, then you're in the correct directory. If not, then you'll have to switch to the exact directory where your code is. Okay, but since if you're using an IDE, it will directly open the terminal in the current working directory itself. Okay, else the other way is maybe you have not spelled it correctly. So the way I like to do it is I like to use Python, type initial few characters and press tab to get the name of the file. And as soon as I hit enter, it asks me for my age. So if I say 30, it will say me you are an adult. Okay, so that's the idea over here, and this is how our if loop is supposed to execute. Okay, I hope the concept of if is clear. Now let us say we will also demonstrate the idea of else loop. Okay, so I'll say demonstration of if else loop now. So in the same example, what we can do is, so if at all the person is not above, you can say above 18, so in that condition, I'll simply say you are minor. Okay, this is again by default the standard condition. So obviously बात है ना, अगर if someone is not minor, अगर कोई बंदा minor, sorry, अगर कोई बंदा adult नहीं है, तो by default he or she is minor. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, so now with that being said, if I'll save my file again, okay, let me clear the terminal, clear, and then I'll hit again this, it will say me enter your age, I'll say 31, enter, you're an adult, I'll run it again and I'll say age is 17, run it, you are a minor. Okay, so that's the idea. All right, that's cool. So assignment submit, you simply I think you can paste the code now. I think the moderator explained you that during the start of the session. Okay, career in freelancing using Python in app development, future scope in the AI era. Uh, career freelancing में for freshers is really challenging. उसकी वजह ये है, the reason for that is that the places like Fiverr, Freelancing, Upwork, and all many better websites that I can name uh, are too crowded now. Okay, and clients यहाँ पर they'll not go for fresh profiles. Like trust me, this is a very tight space. And in order to find clients manually, if you are good at sales, if you are good at connecting on LinkedIn, okay, LinkedIn is a great source. If you are good at understanding few of the, you can say, placement cells, what you can do is you can try to connect companies which uh, specialize in, you can say, resource. management. Okay, so I have few companies in my network. You can connect me on LinkedIn. I can maybe look into your profile and see what can happen over there. We can try to help you with that part. Okay, at least for the companies if I know. But for freshers, freelancing is little challenging in the given market. Okay, that's for sure. But yes, future scope of freelancing with app development and AI is not bad at all. Okay, now freelancing is only good if you're able to secure some great clients. If not, I'll recommend that you can start off with initially with a job, because job at least assures you कि आपके पास कुछ projects आएंगे and you will learn. Okay, and as a fresher, freelancing can also be detrimental to the fact that you will never learn the corporate culture. I'm not saying you have to always do a job. The idea is that by doing job you will learn how the world moves, how people talk to each other, what are some different protocols, what are some unmentioned rules and ways of communication. Okay, you will learn a lot as a fresher by doing job. You will learn more from about, apart from your field, you will learn about business also. So if your end goal is to become a freelancer, always do a job with the perspective of, if this was my company, if this was my work, how will I do it. Okay, learn from the sales team, learn from the managers. So that's something that I can recommend you. Okay, any other? I'm Tamil, so you can turn only English. Don't worry, if you have noticed, we are doing that, है ना? Yes, TJ, I think I got one connection on LinkedIn. I've in fact messaged you some 30-40 minutes ago. All right, so with that being said, I think let us move ahead, and the idea of if else is clear to you all, है ना? Now what if we have different conditions? So remember, I gave you a project yesterday and it is much easier to solve with if else loop. Okay, so I'll say demonstration of if-elif-else loop in Python. Okay, I'll say marks is equals to, I'll say integer input, enter your marks. Okay, now control Z, and what I'll say is I'll write a if condition. If marks are greater than 90, then I'll say you have a grade A. Else what the condition would be, so else if else if your marks are greater than equal to 90, we can say grade B. Okay, else if marks are greater than 70, we can say grade C. And if this is we can say grade D. Else we can simply say it is grade F. Now let us retrospect this thought process what we have just typed over here. Okay, okay, I hope the screen is pretty clear, you all can see it. Let me try to zoom in a little. Actually, I'm pretty zoomed in. Okay, all right. I did the yesterday's assignment with Elif. Great. That's, I'm so happy to know that. Okay. Use this in yesterday's assignment. Amazing. Your LinkedIn profile name. Okay. Just a second. GURAB37. Okay. So that's it. You all can reach me there on LinkedIn also. I think I've shared that with you. You can simply, just for a quick reference, I will say view profile, and here we are. Okay. Okay. View profile. You can see GURAB-LOTEY-037. Okay, that's where you can find me. You can take a screenshot. Thank you so much. Now let us discuss that. So here the idea is that if at all someone has say 91 or 90 marks, okay, 90 marks as the input, uh, the thought here is that shouldn't elif loop also work? Okay, even elif marks are greater than equal to 80 are valid, but the way if-elif-else works is that it starts with the very first condition itself. So if marks are greater than 90, then the entire concept of else will be eliminated. So whatever I'm highlighting with my selection of the cursor, you will realize that this part will be then completely plainly eliminated. Okay, if marks are greater than or equal to 90, then let it be above 80, let it be above 70, 60, or however, these conditions are eliminated by default. Okay, because it works in that sequence. So if elif-else statements are used in sequence, okay, these are sequential conditions. So if it is above 90 or 90, it will enter here, else it will check this, and it will check this. And if at all the marks are not above 60 also, if all the above conditions fail in you can say in the given scenario, by default we have to give grade F, which could result in failure. Okay, So if I clear the terminal and if I hit this concept again, I'll say my marks are, let me say 59. In that case, it's a failure. If I say marks are 55, 65, in that case, I've just passed it. If I say marks are 99, well, I'm in grade A, okay? So that's the idea, and that's how it is supposed to work. Now, in real projects, the if-elif-else can sometimes get even more complex, something like a nested else-if-else. So let us say nested, I'll say nested if statements, if-else dot py. So let us take some example, okay? I'll say example of how nested if else statements work in Python. Okay. So what we will do is we will say we will let us take any number. Okay. Now what we will do is we will try to create a function. Now, how do we declare a function in Python? Even before we discuss that. So there is one student. Let us fix on that out. Okay, someone is asking that can I give the input as 90.155.9? In that case, let us give some thought on this. Okay, before we move to the next concept, let us take Manish doubt over here. That what if we give float as an input? Okay, so what do you think will happen? Suppose it is asking for a marks. Let us see how many we can answer is. I'm going to type 55 point. What did you say? 55.9, na? 55.9. This is what I'm going to type. Let us see how many of you will be able to predict what will be the output in this case. Will it be a code failure? Will the code break because it is expecting you can say an integer, or will it work somehow? Okay, let us see. Anyone can answer this? So let us wait for the comments to come in. Okay. Error. Akshita says grade F. We need to change data type of marks, then we will get it. Error. Okay. So many of you are expecting an error over here. And as soon as we hit error this, you are all correct. Invalid literal for integer with base 10, because the concept of this project is supposed to work with integer. As soon as we hit it to float, it will not mind anymore. Okay, so let me save it. Let me clear it. And you all are really cool since to predict that. It is great. And if you see now, if the code works, it works. So congratulations to all of the people who thought about this concept, that we have typecast the input over there, right? We have by default forced the Python to consider it to be an integer. So if at all it is supposed to be a float, this is what will be the condition in that case. Now let us get back to the concept of defining functions in Python. Okay. So overall, let us say what kind of example you can take is a car, an automobile for an example. Okay. uh, so suppose if my project is to make a car, okay, if that's my project to make a car, and we all are pretty much comfortable with the concept. We have seen cars a lot. We know that car has a driving mechanism, a gear shifting mechanism, okay, the fuel delivery mechanism, okay, the engine in itself, okay, then we have the steering mechanism, and then we have the air conditioning mechanism, okay. There are so many different concepts in a car. Maybe a horn to honk, है ना. कार चलाने टाइम में अगर हम देखें तो बहुत अलग अलग कॉन्सेप्ट होते हैं कि गियर बदली करने का अपने अपने गियर मैकेनिज्म है, स्टीयरिंग करने का स्टीयरिंग मैकेनिज्म है, एसी चल रहा है तो वो एसी का अपना इवेंट्स है, अपना मैकेनिज्म है, एंड देयर इज लाइक इंजन है अपने आप में, ट्रांसमिशन है, काफी कुछ चीजें हैं, है ना. तो द पॉइंट हियर इज व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट अ प्रोजेक्ट इन आईटी, सो प्रोजेक्ट इन आईटी कुड बी अ प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट इटसेल्फ. कोई भी प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है, उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए हम उसको प्रोजेक्ट मानेंगे. जैसे प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट क्या है कि वी हैव टू क्रिएट अ कार, ओके, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट. So in order to solve it, we will consider this as our project, है ना? That if someone asks us what we are doing, I'll say we are creating a car. But in order to create car, we will have to create few of the mechanisms individually, है ना? हम क्या कर सकते हैं, किसी को बोल सकते हैं कि आप एसी का यूनिट बना लो, किसी को बोल सकते हैं आप स्टीयरिंग मैकेनिज्म बना लो, किसी को बोल सकते हैं ड्राइविंग के साथ आप डिफरेंशियल का मैकेनिज्म बनाओ, गियर का मैकेनिज्म बनाओ. We can distribute these things individually, okay? They will complement in each other. They will complement to become the project in itself. But individually, they are unique concepts that can be simply put in a separate bucket and solved individually. So the concept of function in Python is to create, you can say, create a kind of repeated instructions, create a set of repeated instructions which can be used again and again. The idea of function is to make a machine. See, the way I like to define functions is function is a type of a machine. Now, why do I say function is type of a machine? Because machine is supposed to be very well defined. There is no ambiguity in machine कि वो क्या काम करता है. A vacuum cleaner, if I tell you what a vacuum cleaner is, फिर वो किसी भी ब्रांड का हो वो वैक्यूम क्लीनिंग ही करता है. If I tell you say what a toaster does, वो टोस्टिंग ही करता है. फिर वो कैनस्टार का हो या किसी और कंपनी का हो, वो टोस्टर का काम टोस्ट करना ही है. So is with the oven or fridge or any refrigerator or anything, right? So the concept of machine is that it is very well defined. So what makes it very well defined is that it has a very clear, non-ambiguous type of definition कि वो input क्या लेगा. So for an example, if I'm defining a function, say fan भी एक machine है ना, कि how does a fan work? So it takes electricity as an input. Fan is a non-living thing. It's dead. It has no emotions and it cannot work in any other way. Okay. So even if I supply heat energy, मैं फैन को गर्म करूँ, हो सकता है मोटर ही जल जाए, ये फैन डैमेज हो जाए. मैं फैन को विंड एनर्जी दूं, अगेन मे बी इट कैन रोटेट थ्रू द मैकेनिज्म जिसमें मोटर लगी है, but it will not actually run on its own जब तक, you get the point, right? So the idea here is कि वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे चलेगा फैन. It is a very well defined input. Whenever electricity comes in, the function works, the machine works, and whenever the any other input which is not very well defined comes in, which we are not able to accept, the machine will not work. So this is part one. Let us look at it through another approach. बस इसी को रिवर्स में समझ लें. तो फैन का काम क्या है? टू थ्रो एयर, टू रोटेट एंड थ्रो एयर टू द ब्लेड्स, है ना? सो इट इज अ वेरी वेल डिफाइंड मशीन. अ वेल डिफाइंड इनपुट has also be complemented with a very well defined output. कल चल के अगर मैं ऐसा फंक्शन बनाऊं जो सिर्फ इंटीजर रिटर्न करता है, then it should only return an integer because that's how it is defined. So a function is nothing but a set of instructions which can be used multiple times in repetition, which have well defined input and well defined output, and they solve a very particular task is a function, है ना? So that's the idea. All right, cool. Okay. Now, what else? Okay, so many people are saying that AI will replace coders. Is it true? Not exactly. फिलहाल तो चैट जीपीटी को देख लो, हमें रिप्लेस करने आया था, फिलहाल खुद ही जेमिनी से रिप्लेस हो रहा है. तो वी कैन नॉट से कि ये कुछ कर पाएगा. But yes, vibe coding is what the upcoming you can say trend है जो currently market में है, and it's cool. If you can just see how easy it is to take lectures with vibe coding, I'm well, this is not exactly vibe coding to begin with. This is auto completion, just auto completion. But if you see that AI can help us with being a useful tool, okay, it will help learning and writing codes more efficient, okay. But it cannot still replace us in decision making factor. जो human factor है ना, कि see at the end AI at this point is what it is. It is just able to generate a randomness from the training data. उसको अगर आपने 10 एल्गोरिथम सिखाई हैं, so it can only learn and reprint based on those 10 algorithms जो उसको knowledge में मिली हैं. It cannot still create unique algorithms. वो 11th algorithm नहीं बना सकता. So the creativity and the concept of thinking new, the concept of really developing something out of the creative mindset is still missing in the AI. तो AI अभी तो रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकता. एटलीस्ट हमारे सबके करियर और हमारे आने वाली जनरेशन के करियर तो चल रहे हैं, बट आई कैन नॉट गारंटी फॉर 2 जनरेशन फ्रॉम नाउ के एआई क्या करेगा क्या नहीं करेगा। फिलहाल एआई 15 साल बाद क्या करेगा वो भी मुझे नहीं पता, बट 15 साल तक एआई हमें रिप्लेस नहीं करेगा। ओके, yes, so that's the idea coming up over here. Now if we get back to the concept over here, we have quickly seen कि एक problem statement ले लेते हैं for a function. Now by this time I think I have already discussed and explained you what a function is supposed to be. Okay, you all have to be very clear with this, and I hope my explanation was pretty easy to catch कि function क्या है. So how do you define a function in Python is with this keyword. यहाँ पर जो def लिखा है, this is how you define a function. So for example मुझे एक function बनाना है by the name of fan, तो मैं def लिखूंगा and by default I will type my function name. So I am free to choose any function name over here. जो function name है it can be anything. So for example मेरा function है fan, okay, और मेरा input क्या है, मेरा input है electricity, okay, electricity, okay. So by default ये मेरा input होगा and what we'll do is if electricity है, मतलब अगर electricity supply हुई है, so this is one more smart way to write these statements कि अगर input true है then print fan is running, okay. I should have put it in the quotes. Else what we will do is else fan is not running, okay. So this is by default function fan and यहाँ पर मैं input ले लेता हूँ let us say electricity is equals to true, and how do I call my function, okay. So remember we declare a variable to store the current status of electricity, okay, and fan is equals to electricity. We will call the fan and pass the variable as an argument. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ that any function that we created over here, see line number 16 पे we are defining a function, we define a function that takes one parameter, okay, and so line number 23 पे हो क्या रहा है, if you see we are calling that function, okay, calling that function and passing the argument. What does argument mean? That when we define the function, we define this function will take one single input. तो argument का मतलब होता है the defined input that is supposed to be given when calling this function. इस function को जब call करेंगे इसको एक input लगेगा ही. Well, there could be different ways. We can create functions which do not take argument. We can create functions which take optional arguments, okay. ऑप्शनल आर्गुमेंट्स कैसे बनाओगे, तो बाय डिफॉल्ट यहीं पर इसकी ऑप्शनल वैल्यू मेंशन कर दोगे, बाय डिफॉल्ट ये ट्रू होता है. तो अभी ऑप्शनल आर्गुमेंट है, तो इन दिस केस आई कैन कॉल माय फंक्शन कॉल लाइक दिस आल्सो विद जस्ट ओपन एंड क्लोज पैरेंथेसिस. दिस इज द मोस्ट बेसिक मेथड. अगर ये कोई इनपुट नहीं ही लेता, फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पर कोई इनपुट ही नहीं है, तो भी कोई इनपुट देने की जरूरत नहीं है. बट इफ एट ऑल एनी ऑफ माय आर्गुमेंट इज कंपल्सरी विदाउट व्हिच द फंक्शन विल फेल, इट विल थ्रो एन एरर, इज बाय सिंपली राइटिंग द arguments name like this, okay. And this could be anything. इसको मैं a भी बोल सकता हूँ, तो मुझे यहाँ पर भी फिर a लिखना होगा, okay. And while passing this I can write anything. यहाँ पे मैं passing टाइम पे इसके अंदर electricity भी लिख सकता हूँ, it will not bite, okay, because यहाँ पर line number 23 पे when I am passing the argument like this, it will realize कि a की वैल्यू के अंदर electricity की वैल्यू पास कर दी जाए. I'll just repeat the complete flow for any beginner. This will be a little easier then. See line number 16, we are defining a function def fan taking an argument. We are free to name it anything. हम इसको कुछ भी नाम दे सकते हैं. Let's call it a, okay. And realize what I told yesterday, that we have to follow indentations. So if you realize everything is at a space of 4 spaces, which is one tab. And again for each statement you have to add one more indentation which is coming over here, है ना. So line number 17 is already at second level of indentation, where if a one way to write it is if a is equal to true, assignment operator लगाना है. But अगर मैं इसको यहाँ पे नहीं लिख रहा हूँ, this is again one shortcut in Python to by default tell it that this is, I'll say, equivalent to if a equal to true. ये लिख दो या if a equal to डायरेक्ट कोलन डाल दो, both are same thing, okay. It is equivalent to it. So it will, how will this if loop work? It will only work if the condition is true. It will say fan started running. But if as soon as the electricity becomes false, the fan will stop running. That's the concept of a, you can say, function to begin with. Line number 22, I'm just simply declaring a variable, electricity, and the value is true, and I'm passing it to the fan. Okay. Now, what will happen when the code reaches line number 23? It will now call this function, and in the function it will pass the variable value as true. So inside the function abhi a true ho jayega. Okay. So which is where we quickly realize that it is much better to keep the name common everywhere, है ना? Because that will then create more sense. So if I write electricity everywhere, it will be much more easier to read, interpret. So this is again one more good habit and a good practice of a good developer, that they will make their code more readable, है ना? तो यहाँ पर electricity लिख के वहाँ पर a लिख के it doesn't looks really good. So that's the idea. And now as soon as I hit this Python, we have to run Python nested loop. Okay, so Python nested if else. If I run it, you will see fan is running because this was true. And if I make it false, and if I run it, you will realize fan is not working. And if at all say, I'll call this function without any passing any input. I'll save this file and I'll say Python run. It will throw me an error. Fan is missing one required argument, which is needed. Okay. All right. Python now clear. People on live equal to people in group. Cool. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. All right. Uh, Well, Yash, the reason it didn't took 55 from 55.9 is because we didn't typecast it. We didn't force it to convert 55.9 to 55, which we could have. Okay, we could have simply taken the input and then later on converted into an integer. It would have. So that's fine. Okay. Assignment will be given to you. Do not worry. Assignment will be shared to you by the end of the session. And the best part is, आज तो काफी exciting रहने वाला end of the session. Because the end of the session मैं खुद आप लोगों के साथ बैठूंगा and I'll see who the winner is, because not even 1 hour from now, I think आधे पौने घंटे के बाद there are couple of winners coming in, है ना? 1,000 rupees का pool price है. So let us see क्या होता है. I'm really excited about this. So, sir, how the electricity is checked or not? So it is checking value of electricity. For example, if I'm passing electricity over here, है ना, मैं variable pass कर रहा हूँ line number 23 पे. So line number 17 it will check if electricity equals to true. ये जो line number 17 है, इसका मतलब ही अपने आप में ये है कि अगर electricity की value true के बराबर है, only then it will run. तो जो भी checking हो रही है ना line number 17 के if condition में हो रही है. So this is where I think frost gamer, right? Frost gamer यहाँ पर आपकी checking हो रही है if electricity equal to true. By the way, are there any gamers in the chat section? Because Ghost of Yoti is really an interesting game that has come up on PS5. I'm thinking to purchase it soon. फिलहाल तो I have covered God of War series, but मेरा Ragnarok 50-60% game बाकी है. Once I've finished with it, I'm really waiting to start this new game. Seems really interesting. Yes, we have Bread One Edits, Sanasi, so many of the gamers over here, right? I just thought that Frost Gamer has this tag so that there could be more gamers here. Cool, okay, nice, really interesting people. Okay, now that we have covered this part, nested loop, if elif loop, how do they work? Okay, now let us work. Yeah, of course, I know Frost Gamer, that's your nickname. So, of course, if we see over here, okay, are there some more of the conditions that can be followed in if? Okay, then of course they are. Okay, now let us say, let us build one of the condition. Okay, firstly, let me save this file. I'll create a new file. Okay, I'll say if with or and dot py. How many of you have done logic gates? AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate. How many of you know it? Let me know in the chats, okay? Meanwhile, yes, Yuvraj, I am done with Ghost of Tsushima. Really interesting game. I liked it. थोड़ा slow pace था starting में, but really cool game. Cool. So what about the assignment code? Well, assignment will be delivered to you. मैंने बोला ना, like at the end of the session we have something amazing for you. By the time end of the session will be given to you. Cool. Okay. There are many people who know a little bit about logic gates. Unfortunately, I cannot spend time explaining it, क्योंकि 10-15 minutes लग जाएंगे and और XOR NOR और NOT गेट समझाने के लिए. But the good thing is ये बहुत easy है समझने के लिए. Let us understand and OR for someone, for few people who say they don't know. Okay, don't worry, बहुत simple है. The concept is and statement works like a compulsory condition, कि अगर ये भी सच है और ये भी सच है तभी ये चीज करना. If I tell this in English, if this is true and this is also true, only and only then do it. What does this mean? That if the first thing is true and also the second thing is true, only then we proceed. If at all either of them is true or false, also it will not work. What does it mean? Both have to be true. And का मतलब बहुत सिंपल में क्या है? Both have to be true. और का मतलब क्या है? At least one has to be true. But that's it. मैंने बोला ना बहुत easy है. It's very easy to learn and or. And means both have to be true. Or means at least one have to be true. Now, if we have three different conditions, if this is true and this is true and this is true, then do it. Similarly, it could be for or. If this is true or this is true or this is true, it means कि इनमें से कोई भी एक कंडीशन भी ट्रू है तो भी ये काम हो जाए. That's or. And is all have to be true, and then it can be scaled to even 10-15 of conditions, hundreds of conditions. If they're all true, then do it. Okay, yes, so that's the idea about it. Okay. Now let us say that in order to be protected from rain, there are two different conditions which are needed. Okay, understanding the process of or and in statements. Okay, so let us say, is it raining? Is raining equals to true? And let us say, has umbrella equals to false, है ना? So in this case, what will say is कि अगर बारिश हो रही है, ठीक है, एंड आपके पास अम्ब्रेला है. ओके, व्हाट डज इट मीन इज दैट अगर बारिश हो रही है एंड आपके पास अम्ब्रेला है, ठीक है, what is raining and has umbrella, these are our variable names. Okay, so I'll just mention this in the comment. Let me put it in the comment. Remember, is underscore ring and has umbrella are our variable names which we will write in the if statement with and operator in between them. Okay, so something like this. What is it? Underscore is underscore raining and has umbrella. ठीक है, so this is the part is raining and umbrella जो यहाँ पर ये if के बाद लिखा गया है. This is the and logic. Okay, so what we'll do is कि if at all it is raining and has umbrella, अगर ये दोनों conditions true हैं, what we'll do is we will say print you can go outside. Okay, in either case, अगर आपके पास it's raining, okay, in that case what we'll do is else you cannot go outside. So I think this can serve like an example of and statement. So what I'm doing here is, remember, बारिश में बाहर जाने के लिए in the rainy season to go out, you can only go out on two conditions. One, अगर rain हो रही है, if it is raining, okay, and you have umbrella, you can go outside. Okay, what we can do is elif is underscore raining is not equal to true, or has umbrella is not equal to true. What we'll do is you can still go outside. Okay, because okay, and we'll put an and over here. Even in this case, देखो अगर बारिश नहीं भी हो रही और अम्ब्रेला है नहीं है, डजंट मैटर, बिकॉज व्हाई आई वाज नॉट पुटिंग दिस. यहाँ पे एंड स्टेटमेंट ज्यादा लॉजिकल क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि अगर बारिश नहीं हो रही, यही स्टेटमेंट हमारे लिए मोर देन इनफ है, व्हिच इज आई वाज नॉट पुटिंग इट. कि अगर बारिश नहीं हो रही तो जा ही सकते हैं, बट अगर बारिश हो रही है और अम्ब्रेला है तभी बाहर जा सकते हैं. So this is one great idea to understand what and statement can mean over here. Okay, so for an example, let me put it like this. Okay, I'll say Python if with nested condition. Python if with okay, it ran the different program. Let me clear Python if with run it. Acha, I didn't give it a variable name. Okay, variable name I will have to. ठीक है, if is हाँ यहाँ पे true करना पड़ेगा. So if you realize why this program didn't work is because umbrella was false. So it means you cannot go outside. Now making both of them true will result in you can go outside. As soon as I make any of it false, okay, as soon as I make any of it false, the current program will fail. The current program will fail. Ideally, if it is not running, you should still go outside, okay? But I'll leave this question to you. That how can you improvise? The concept of and or is explained over here, okay? Now what we will do is, let us say that you are going for on a Flipkart for some sale, okay? Uh, or maybe you are going for customer support. So customers needs to understand whether you are a priority customer or not, okay? Uh, what we'll do is priority pass, okay? If priority pass आपके पास, suppose if you have priority pass which is like नहीं है अभी हमारे पास, this is like a premium membership, okay? Consider this as a premium membership plan for Flipkart, ठीक है? Flipkart Black customers. So all the people who are on the Flipkart priority pass, they have this. But if at all your shopping cart value is, or you can say shopping value with us is more than say 50,000. अगर आपने Flipkart में 50,000 से ज़्यादा सेल की है, both are valid. अगर आपके पास प्रायोरिटी पास नहीं भी है बट आपकी शॉपिंग वैल्यू इज मोर देन और इक्वल टू 50,000, we can still consider you as a valuable customer, okay? So what we will do is we will say if priority pass है या shopping value is greater than 40,000 in this case, okay, we will still consider you as a you get a free delivery. For example ऐसा कर लेते हैं. So in this case, if you see यहाँ पर priority pass की value मैंने false रखी है. I've kept it as false. So if this is false or this is true, anything will work है ना. If priority pass is true or shopping value is true, how or will work is or will work with at least one of the condition has to be true. If you see इनकी shopping cart की value is much bigger than the thresholds, if you run it, you will get a free delivery, okay? If I make it 30,000 rupees and now if I try to run it, Python, you will say nothing, right? So यहाँ पर हम else statement लगा दें, else statement print you need to pay for the delivery and if I run it, you will realize अभी you need to pay for delivery जा रहा है. क्यों? Because both are false. अगर कोई भी एक भी true हो जाता है, suppose if any of it is true, say this is true, you get a free delivery, okay? All right. Now that's the idea. So for assignment, I think it will be given to you at the end of the session. That's what I'm repeating again and again, right? Don't worry, people. Assignment will be given to you. I think since we were supposed to cover these many the conditions, they are fair enough. हमने if, elif, else, nested, if and or ये सब कुछ देख लिया है. We have understood what functions are. Let us have to understand some different type of you can say data types in Python. ठीक है? I'll just save this, create a new file known as data types, okay, dot py. So understanding lists in Python, okay? So what is a list to begin with, okay? First, what is a list? Question mark. So lists are, you can say, I'll just simply type it out. All right. तो लिस्ट क्या है? लिस्ट आर ऑर्डर्ड कलेक्शंस ऑफ आइटम्स, है ना. अब ऑर्डर्ड कलेक्शन से मतलब क्या है? इट मींस दैट हम लिस्ट में कुछ भी स्टोर करते हैं, वी गिव इट अ वैल्यू. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, व्हेन वी गो टू theater, okay, whenever we go to the cinema hall or any place, we board a plane, we have a position, a seat number with us, है ना. So whenever we store something in our list in Python, we assign them a seat number or a position number or a memory number at what index they are. We call it index numbers. Okay. So in Python, whenever we store something in a list, we give them a default index number. Okay. Now, the idea here is that list is useful to store things which can have on the go dynamic needs. For an example, हम घर से I'll tell you Manish आप कैसे याद कर सकते हो easily. Understand what I'm saying about list. So हम घर से जब निकलते हैं we make a list कि हमें अब ब्रेड चाहिए, बटर चाहिए, एग्स चाहिए, मिल्क चाहिए, और दुकान में जाके याद आता है यार हमें तो जैम भी खरीदनी थी, हमें सॉस लेनी थी, सिजोन सॉस लेनी थी. सो लिस्ट एक ऐसी चीज है जो अपडेट की जा सकती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन वी आर इन स्टोर और अचानक से मॉम का फोन आ जाए कि डोंट बाय सॉस, हमें पता नहीं था घर में ऑलरेडी सॉस का पैकेट पड़ा, यू डोंट नीड टू बाय इट, सो यू कैन सिंपली एलिमिनेट दैट फ्रॉम द लिस्ट. So in short, when is list useful? List is useful when we have to hold different type of data. Okay, we have to store some strings, numbers, integers, even mixed of them. लिस्ट के अंदर एक लिस्ट भी रखनी है, अपने आप में 10 लिस्ट रखनी है, लिस्ट के अंदर कुछ डिक्शनरीज भी रखनी है, कुछ भी रखना है. लिस्ट कैन होल्ड एनीथिंग, लिस्ट कैन होल्ड एनीथिंग विद कॉमा, कॉमा कर करके उसके अंदर चीजें रख सकते हो. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लिस्ट इज लाइक अ कंटेनर, एक एम्प्टी बॉक्स है. अब बॉक्स में ऐसी कोई कंडीशन नहीं, देयर इज नो कंडीशन अबाउट what you can write in it. Yes, burning guitar list is like an array. That's very true. So people who understand array, they will understand what a list is. List is the version, list is what arrays are. Okay, array एक data structure है which is in concept of data structures. Python के अंदर array को list बोला जाता है. Okay, that's how Python treats arrays. So it is like an open box and you can store anything in it. Okay, how do you define a list? We have to type a variable name. We have to say equal to, open and close brackets defines the list. So for an example, you have to declare a list. Okay, how to create a list? We'll say my list is equals to, I'll write few things. So if you see, इसके अंदर मैंने first value जो store की है, I'm storing 1 as an integer over here. I can store 2 as a second object. So list के क्या अंदर क्या है? There are objects in the list, and each of the object has its own unique position. So the way we start counting people, suppose if someone asks you that can you count how many people are available over here, we start counting by numbering like 1 2 3 4. The only catch over here is in Python, when we have to give index, we start from 0. We do not count from 1, we count from 0. So your integer 1 है, the very first object that we have over here, where is it placed? It is placed at 0th index. और integer 2 कहां पर पड़ा है? First index पे. 3.57, this is a float, and where it is placed? On the second index. Third index पे क्या है? A string by the name of apple, by the value of apple. And similarly fourth index is banana, and fifth index is a list in itself. So जो list के fifth index पे पड़ा है, वो अपने आप में एक list है जिसके अंदर अपने भी index चल रहे होंगे. So the idea is that list can hold anything. When as soon as you create a comma, you can put anything over here, it will store it. Okay, फिर कोई भी data type हो. So that's how you create a list. Okay, now how do you manipulate a string? Okay, how to add values in list. Okay, so for an example, I'll say value to add is orange. Okay, what I will have to do is I'll have to simply use a reserved keyword known as dot append. Okay, so I'm appending, and I'll print a list after adding items. And how to remove value from list? Okay, value to remove is 2, and if value to remove is in my list dot remove value to remove. Okay, so this is a variable name that you can do. Okay, and I'll show you how a pop works. Okay, so pop भी एक interesting तरीका है, which is like my list dot pop. अगर ये method कॉल कर दोगे, remember now dot pop क्या है? एक function है, we call it methods, क्योंकि हर क्लास में अपने मेथड्स होते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग के हिसाब से. बट इन पाइथन दिस इज, यस, इट्स अ फंक्शन. वी जस्ट लर्न फंक्शन. ओके सर, प्लीज रिपीट इंडेक्स, है ना? So I'll repeat index for all of you. Okay, any other doubt that I'm missing? No, do not worry Sneha, मैं आपको index एक बार आपको समझा दूंगा. Okay, do not worry. So what happens is dot pop will simply is a return function, a pre-built function of list जो last में जो भी कुछ पड़ा होगा ना उसको निकाल देगा। फिर लास्ट में माई लिस्ट पड़ी हो, लास्ट में बनाना पड़ा हो, लास्ट में एप्पल, मतलब जो भी लास्ट वैल्यू है ना उसको निकाल देगा। एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो कैच इट लाइक दिस बाय पॉप्ड वैल्यू। ओके, so we can simply say popped value and list after removing elements. There are many more different built-in functions जो list के अंदर हैं, but most important is how to add values, how to remove a particular value, और how to remove the last value. अब हम index assignments को समझते हैं। So firstly, suppose if I'm creating a list, I'll run this code, I'll explain you this, but let me come down a little bit, okay? And let me explain you a little bit about indexing. So first of all, let's create a list. My list is equals to my list 2 बना लेते हैं. My list 2 is equals to empty list. So by default, this is an empty list. Okay. Okay. Now, if we have to add few things in it, okay. So I'll say my list dot append 10. Okay. So as soon as I'm adding something into the list, मैंने क्या ऐड किया है? मैंने 10 ऐड कर दिया है my list के अंदर. So by default a list starts from zero number से index start करता है list. Okay, so as soon as I am giving a list a value, now it will register, it will stick zero index on 10 number पे. Consider it like a roll number, consider it like a Aadhaar number, consider it like a unique identification number, consider it like an address, consider it like a memory address. Literally वो memory address है list को पता करने के लिए. It's like a way of knowing someone. मान लो मेरे पास I have a building with hundreds different houses. I don't need to remember 100 different values of how what people are living there. If I have to deliver something to their home, I just need to know their home number. Okay, I just need to know their index number, I just need to know their flat number. So similarly, how list work is whatever value I'm storing, list doesn't need to bother कि इसमें कौन सी value store हो रही है. If the list has to give it back to me, they just need their index. So index is something that is used to place an address on which this value will reside. Okay, so similarly, if we go to our list back over here, so while creating this list, I gave it few different objects: 1, 2, 3.57, apple, banana. So what it did was, 1 को इसमें zero index दे दिया, 2 को first index दे दिया, 3.57 को second index, and it is sequential then. 0, 1, 2, 3 इंडेक्स ऐसे चलता है. इंडेक्स 1.5, 2.5 ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. 10 के बाद 15 नहीं आ सकता. इनके बीच गैप नहीं हो सकता. अगर आपने कुछ बीच में से निकाल भी दिया, so what you will realize is that suppose मैंने यहाँ से 2 निकाल दिया. So if 2 is getting removed in this line of code, line number 17 से 19 के अंदर अगर हम 2 को remove कर देंगे, what will happen is कि बाकी सारे लिस्ट का इंडेक्स रीस्ट्रक्चर हो जाएगा. Now 3.57 will come at first index क्योंकि 2 वहां से निकल चुका है. So that's how the sequence of list will work. Pretty simple, okay? All right. All right. Any other question that I'm missing? Assignment question, we have not given. Okay. Assignment question for today will be given to you. We have not given yet. Stick with the code. Stick with the tutorial. We have still 30 minutes into the session. I will be teaching for next 15 minutes more, I think. Then we have that interesting thing happening, cohort sessions, right? Where there are 2 winners, I think. And after that, we will give you the assignment questions. Okay, assignments will be given. Now, I hope this is the idea. Let me try to run this. I will say clear. Before running this code, let us just try to once read through it. What are we doing? Line number 9, creating a list. Line number 12, declaring a variable. Line number 13, using a list method to add values into the you can say the given list. Okay, append क्या करता है? By default ये last में add कर देता है. If at all we wanted to add this orange at a particular place, apple और banana के अंदर लगाना था, so we would have used insert. Okay, say we want to add something at a specific index. Okay, value to add at index is say grade. Okay, index is say 2. तो यहाँ पर इंसर्ट यूज होगा. अपेंड क्या करता है? अपेंड सिंपली लिस्ट के लास्ट में जो भी जगह खाली है उसमें ऐड कर देगा. सपोज आई हैव 100 होम्स एंड आई हैव 50 पीपल लिविंग इन. so I'll not think के नेक्स्ट कस्टमर जो आ रहा है, आई डोंट हैव टू असाइन हिम 60, 70, 42 रैंडमली. जो भी सीक्वेंस में पड़ा है 51 रूम नंबर वही दूंगा, फिर 52 दूंगा, फिर 53 दूंगा. तो सिमिलरली what append will do is append will simply add orange at the last. But what if you have to add something at a particular index? So that is where insert comes into picture. So insert takes two values, the index where we want to add it and what we have to add it. Okay, that's the only difference. That's the only difference between append and insert. And the only difference between remove and pop is something that we can remove a particular value, whereas pop will simply remove the last index. In fact, pop can also, in fact, we can also remove at a particular index. Okay, that's also possible, and that's what I think we are doing with that value. Now, if I have to just simply run this code, okay, I'll say Python data types. If I run it, you will see a list after adding element. See, we added orange, last में add हो गया. Popped value हमने orange निकाल दिया. List after removing an element. This is it. And okay, I think I forgot to print grape, but grape यहाँ पे आ गया by default. So that's the idea. So, in order to create a calculator for gamer, you just simply need to create different functions. Create a function to add, subtract, divide, multiply, floor division. Okay, you can do something about powers up and raise to कुछ solve करना चाह रहे हो. Whatever different operations in calculator you need to do, you need to create that many you can say functions, and then you need to create basically a code in the main thread itself that you have to take input from the user. Say input, what do you want to do today? Add, multiply, divide. Take a value as an integer from the user. What is the choice? Press 1 for addition, press 2 for subtraction. Then use an if loop that if value is equal to 1, call the addition function and return, and then you can say give me two numbers, say number 1, number 2, and then return the value. That's the hint for creating a calculator. Okay, people? You will have to use if-else loops and input from the user, printing and calling different functions. All right, I think that helps. Now, similarly, the way we have, you can say list, we have many different data types. So for example, understanding strings as a data type in Python, okay? So how to declare string? So string are sequence of characters enclosed in quotes, right? They can be defined by using single quotes or double quotes or even triple quotes. So for example, a is equals to this is a string. Okay, we have b is equals to in double quote. This is also a string, and see this is also a multi-line string. Okay, these are three different ways in which we can create strings. Okay, string can be concatenated by operators. For example, d is equals to a plus b. So what will happen is I can run operators like plus on the string. Okay, so this is a string plus like empty space add कर रहा हूँ plus I'm adding b. So d will result into a different string in itself. Okay, then strings can be repeated using multiplication operator. So for example, is equals to a into 3. So this will repeat the string 3 times. So this is a string, this is a string, this is a string. ऐसे 3 बार आ जाएगा. Okay. All right. Any other question? While loop for calculating? I don't think so. That you will use it. Okay. All right. No, great. You won't need that unnecessary while loop. I'll explain you how while loops work. I'll just quickly cover that for you. Okay. Just giving you some basic idea about strings. Okay. How to uppercase your string. So there are different features of string. For example, we have created a string. We just simply need to use dot upper method. It will convert all the characters into uppercase. Okay. Then suppose we have uh, how to lowercase all your characters. So for example, the opposite of upper is dot lower. What dot lower will do it will forcefully create all the characters as lower. So let me add ts uppercase character over here. Okay, now that's the idea. Now we can simply use more methods. How to find a substring and string. Okay, so what we'll do is a dot find is. What is substring? So for an example, अगर ये character I is in the same sequence, अगर हमारे किसी string में आते हैं, of course that it is there in the string. Okay, so a dot find hs returns the index of the first occurrence of is कहाँ पर है, ऐसे हम इसको ढूंढ सकते हैं. So for an example, suppose if we have to find how to replace a substring in the string. So मान लो I have to replace something like a string. ये word को replace करना है. So how do we do it in any text editor? Is we press Control H या replace करते हैं ना, find and replace. We find that word and replace it through the document. Similarly in Python, if I have to replace something in a string, I just need to give in क्या replace करना है एंड किससे रिप्लेस करना है. तो क्या रिप्लेस करना है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्ट्रिंग किससे रिप्लेस करना है? आई से. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई से प्रिंट आई, ओके, एंड आई से print h, okay, and then I'll say print g, okay, and then I'll say print f, okay. So that's the idea over here. Now let us try to see how things are working. Okay, so this is a string, ये हमारा डॉट अपर हो गया. दिस इज अ स्ट्रिंग, ये हमारा डॉट लोअर हो गया. एंड इस कहाँ पर मिला है? सो इफ यू रियलाइज टू कहाँ पर प्रिंट हुआ है? where are we printing it? F G H, हाँ, इस इसको एक अंदर दो बार मिला है. दिस इज अ स्ट्रिंग. कहाँ कहाँ पर मिला है? आई एस. तो इफ यू रियलाइज दिस के अंदर भी आई एस है और यहाँ पर भी आई एस है. तो व्हाट इफ वी मॉडिफाई के इसके आगे स्पेस होनी चाहिए, ओके. एंड नाउ वी ट्राई टू रन दिस कोड. It will realize that IS with space it is finding it 4 times because maybe I am running it some multiple times, so there could be some confusion over there, but that's fine I think. Now with that being said, I क्या है? देखो string को replace करके text बना दे रहा है. This is a text now, okay. So that's the core idea about how the strings can work. Now someone was asking कि quickly एक while loop का भी example दे दो. So for an example, let us consider an example of an ATM machine, okay. So we can say uh, balance, okay. Balance is equals to हमारे पास मान लो 10,000 rupees पड़े हैं बैलेंस अंदर, okay. What we'll do is एक कर लेते हैं बाय टी शर्ट. हम एक टी शर्ट बाय कर लेते हैं, ओके. बाय टी शर्ट, इसकी वैल्यू क्या है? इसकी टी शर्ट है मान लो 250 रुपीज की, 350 रुपीज की टी शर्ट ले रही है, ओके. तो इफ बैलेंस इज ग्रेटर देन बाय टी शर्ट, व्हाट वी विल डू इज बैलेंस में से हम टी शर्ट की वैल्यू डिडक्ट कर लेंगे. परचेज सक्सेसफुल, रिमेनिंग बैलेंस इज इक्वल टू ट्रू. या ऐसा कर लेते हैं, शॉपिंग कार्ट बना लेते हैं. शॉपिंग कार्ट बना लेते हैं. आई विल आल्सो एक्सप्लेन यू व्हाट डिक्शनरीज डू ओवर हियर, ओके. So dictionaries are something useful when we have to create key value pairs. For example, shopping cart यहाँ पे मैं लिख देता हूँ. Shopping cart, okay. So shopping cart के लिए I'll create something like this, okay. I'll create t-shirt. So the very first thing that we write, this cannot be an integer. It has to be a string to begin with. This is like the name. ये key होती है, key and value. So t-shirt की amount क्या है? T-shirt मान लो 250 rupees की है. Then I'll say I'll be buying a jeans. Jeans की value क्या है? 500 rupees है, okay. And then what I'll be buying is, suppose I have to buy a perfume. So I'll say perfume is equals to 300 rupees. So it is okay. ठीक है. This is an example of a shopping cart, okay. So while I'll say balance is greater than 0, okay. What we'll do is print your cart balance is, okay. Trying to stop all your given items, okay. तो हम यहाँ पर प्रिंट करेंगे, हम आपके शॉपिंग कार्ट में बाय करने ट्राई कर रहे हैं. Now we will introduce ourselves with the for loop. So for loop is used to do what? For loop is used to unpack our iterable something like a list or a dictionary or a tuple. ये चीजों को unpack करने के लिए we have while loop, okay. Well, do while is more classic with C++. हमें डू वाइल की जरूरत पाइथन में इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि डू वाइल इन इटसेल्फ इज अ वेरी नीश टाइप ऑफ लूप जो बहुत लिमिटेड केस में यूज होती है. We don't simply need it, and if at all needed we can mimic it, okay. Remember, we can mimic it, everything with just plain logic. So the reason why do while is not here because there's not much use of it. You will rarely use it. While is something that is needed for or if else loop. ये तीन लूप ही काफी important होती हैं, okay. So that's the idea over here. Now suppose if we are trying to use a for loop through which we can run through one item value at a time. So अगर एक डिक्शनरी के ऊपर हमें फॉर लूप लगानी है, we have to loop through a dictionary, then say for item and price in shopping cart items, ठीक है. ये लूप क्या करेगी? वन बाय वन जब तक सारी की सारी चीजें एक बार लूप से निकलने जाती, it will try to run it. So पहले टी-शर्ट will come, then jeans will come, then perfume will come. This is what for loop will do. So what we'll check is if balance is greater than price, we will say balance is greater than price, print item purchase and remaining balance is this, okay? Else insufficient balance to purchase the item and it will break. So break क्या करता है? Break is very important. If we are designing a while loop now, and we have to be very careful of two things. One is, can we include break, because it is useful to reduce unnecessary running of the while loop, क्योंकि what it will do is it tries to break from the current indentation. तो अगर ये while loop के अंदर चल रहा है and your task is done over here, break will simply break the while loop and come out of it and proceed with the remaining code. Second thing is, when we design the condition of while loop, it has to be a condition which converges. What does it mean? कि for an example, balance गलती से कभी zero के नीचे नहीं जा सकता. It is a critical bug. A critical bug that will result in an infinite loop. You can only exit this if you stop your services. You can only exit it अगर आप forcefully विंडो को या टर्मिनल को या solution को बंद करते हो. So for companies like Amazon, Flipkart, this is detrimental. They cannot bring down their services for everyone for even for a minute or two, because they lose a lot of value, thousands and lakhs and multiple lakhs, and could be in crores के अंदर loss हो जाए अगर कुछ minutes के लिए भी companies बंद हो जाए, something like Google, Apple, Facebook, right? So the reason for that being is, while loop के साथ जब हम work करते हैं, we have to make sure do not end up in an infinite loop. I'll just repeat what is happening here. यहाँ पर हम हमारा balance है 1000 rupees. These are things that we have put in the shopping cart. So while loop will do what? It will run infinitely. While loop ऐसा नहीं है कि for loop जैसे काम करेगी. For loop कैसे काम करेगी? For loop will only run until each and every index has been touched for the given value. अगर मैं for example इसको एक list के लिए run कर रहा हूँ. So for list के अंदर क्या है? 1 2 3 4 है. So for item in list, print item. तो print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4 करके खत्म हो जाएगा. It doesn't need a break thing. It doesn't need a condition to break, because for loop is simply what, कि जितनी values हैं उस given iterable के अंदर उसको एक बार run करके ही मैं खत्म होऊंगा. You can of course use break in that, उसको भी break करने के लिए, कि अगर मान लो you're supposed to finding something in a list और वो मिल गया तो break कर दो. That's another way, but that's the logic of for loop. While loop का condition क्या है? While loop will only break if the condition is satisfied, which if you see, it is detrimental for me. यहाँ पर greater than 0 ये है, अगर ये less than 0 होगा तभी the for loop will break, है ना? So that's the logic over here, which is why I'm putting a break over here, because if all my balance गलती से 0 के नीचे नहीं जाता, I still have to break it, because I cannot purchase things which are still, अगर मेरे पास 10 रुपए भी पड़े हैं बैलेंस के अंदर, बट मेरा परफ्यूम 300 का है, इट विल स्टिल से आई कैनॉट एंटर दिस. तो अगर मैं ये एल्स लूप नहीं लगाता, इट वुड हैव रिजल्टेड इन इनफिनिट लूप, क्योंकि बैलेंस हमेशा जीरो के ऊपर होता है. 10 रुपीज स्टिल बिगर देन जीरो, बट वो कभी भी प्राइस जस्टिफाई नहीं करता. So I'll explain the complete logic. I'll explain the complete logic to all of you once again over here. Balance is 1000. Shopping cart is a dictionary. How do you create a dictionary? You can use curly brackets. Okay. So remember, list square brackets, dictionary is curly brackets. Okay. And dictionary is used to store key value pairs. For example, we have to store the email IDs. So key could be email and the value could be the email ID. आधार वैल्यू रखनी है तो आधार एंड द आधार नंबर इज द वैल्यू. तो की वैल्यू ऐसे वी स्टोर थिंग्स इन अ की वैल्यू. ओके. सो फॉर एनी यूजर, अगर मुझे यूजर की इंफॉर्मेशन रखनी है, यूजर नेम की हो जाएगी, वैल्यू इज द नेम ऑफ द यूजर, एज इज द की, वैल्यू इज द एक्चुअल एज ऑफ द यूजर, फोन नंबर, ईमेल आईडी, थिंग्स लाइक दिस. अगर ऐसी चीजें मुझे स्टोर करनी होती हैं फॉर एनी यूजर, फॉर एनी पर्सोना, वी लिस्ट डिक्शनरीज आर ग्रेट यूज केस ओवर हियर. ओके. अगेन डिक्शनरी के अंदर कुछ भी स्टोर हो सकता है. द वैल्यू कुड बी अ लिस्ट इटसेल्फ, नेस्टेड डिक्शनरी इटसेल्फ, इंटीजर, स्ट्रिंग, कोड, एनीथिंग. ओके. दैट्स लाइन नंबर 3. डिक्शनरी बन गई. लाइन नंबर 5 एक व्हाइल लूप लगा रहे हैं. क्या? कि व्हेन बैलेंस इज ग्रेटर देन 0 देन डू व्हाट, उसके अंदर एक फॉर लूप लगा के दिखा दी कि अगर आइटम और प्राइस के अंदर इटरेट करेंगे, अगर हमारा बैलेंस इज ग्रेटर देन द थिंग दैट वी आर ट्राइंग टू परचेज, सिंपली परचेज इट एंड डू व्हाट, देन रिपीट द व्हाइल लूप. So देखो how the code will work is, code will come to line number 5, it will enter the while loop, it will go to for value, for के अंदर as soon as it will go to line number 8, it will check if the balance is greater than the price. So what is the balance? Balance is 1000.50 paisa over here. And what is the price? The very first price will be 250 rupees. It is of course balance greater than here. What will do, balance में से आपके 250 rupees काट लिए जाएंगे. Print your item is purchased for this price. Okay. Now, after line number 10, what will happen is it will reiterate. It will go back to the balance, and from here, run it until and unless the condition breaks. So if you run it, let me try to save this. Let me try to clear this. And let me try to run it once. Okay. As you see, we have entered a detrimental infinite loop, okay, which I was telling you. So, anyways, I'll leave this again. You can take a screenshot, you can improvise this, you can get back to us, okay, where it is failing, and then we can simply also add the more break conditions and remove the condition over there. So what we can do is if balance is greater than we'll have to add the you can say the price value somewhere on top of it. Okay, so that's something that we can always do. I think the one way to fix it is कि यहाँ पर price value store होनी चाहिए, and temporarily we can create a price value. Okay, so price value can be stored over here, and इसके अंदर next iterable की value रख सकते हैं. But I'll leave this to you. I'll leave this as an open program to be solved. Take a screenshot. Let us see how many of you can solve it. ठीक है? Let us see how you will do it. You can attach this as a supplementary assignment. This is not compulsory. Optional assignment hai, it will be given to you. All right. So I think that's all for now. We learned a little bit about lists, dictionaries. We learned about all type of loops. ठीक है, while loop क्या है, for loop क्या है, if-elif-else loops क्या है, and a little bit about string manipulation. Well, that was the agenda. Now assignment will be given to you people. I think Gopika has also printed the assignment to you. This can be really interesting assignment to solve. So with that being said, I think we are done for now. Do not worry. We will repeat through things tomorrow. कल हम एक काफी अच्छा सा mini project भी बना लेंगे, एक अच्छी सी assignment भी दे दूंगा आपको. And with that, we will be good to go. So any doubts for now in today's session, people, that we can address? Let us check. So Nikhil, the assignment pasted by Gopika in the chat is real assignment. Okay, that's the real assignment. So I think Suyash Parab, I'll answer your doubt in the chat itself. This is the LinkedIn ID that you can take. Assignment code is something that you have to paste in the all-in-one document. I think the admins will again guide you if there are doubts when admins come up. Okay, you can ask this doubt to them that where can you paste the assignment, how can you give it back. Okay. Session was interesting. I learned a lot. Great. Okay. Don't worry. I'll explain you break a little bit more tomorrow. Okay. We will do a little bit in depth of what break is supposed to do and how it works. Okay. I was just trying to create some random example while explaining what while is supposed to do. All right. Yeah, that's very true, PK Club, that we can store different data types in Python's list, not in array, because when we define an array, we define the data type to it, okay? Well, there are still different ways to overcome that in an array also, right? So today's class was interesting, sir, how to take an assignment for recorded session. I'm not sure what do you mean by to take an assignment for a recorded session. Can I ask this? Okay. Yes, conversion categories is the assignment. That's true. Yeah, I think Let's Upgrade has also mentioned the link where you can submit your assignment. Okay, in that case, let's check. Assignment topic is the same. Okay. All right. I think we are done for now. You can, I think Tanish can now take over. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that session. Uh, so yes, I see a lot of you had doubts. I hope you all had understood this session. You find these kinds of sessions uh, helpful to you. Okay. Yeah. So just give me a second. ठीक है तो just quickly mention in the chat and highlight of today's session कुछ भी mention कर दो and I while the session was going on I saw some people posting about Instagram stories as well तो जिसने भी नहीं किया है अभी तक you guys can go story पे upload करो mention let's upgrade yeah okay that is one thing you can get 500 rupees there the other thing is ki I had promised you 1000 rupees today. I will share it with you guys. I'll take two kahoots today. 10 minutes bhi nahi. It will be 5 minutes only. 5 minutes, two kahoots we'll do. So what you have to do is take up your phones. आपके हाथ में phones लो and open Google Chrome and go to kahoot.it. KAHOOT.it. I'll share in the screen as well. I'll share my screen. तब तक you guys can join and I'll. Okay. So I shared my screen. Just quickly tell me अगर आपको मेरा screen दिख रहा है या नहीं. ठीक है. Scan this code as well. या तो put in this game pin या तो scan this code. It will take you to your session. तब तक I'll open the chat on my phone because I cannot. If I'm sharing screen, I obviously need that. Okay. Okay. So, guys, does anyone has any issues with assignment submission? I'll show that process as well after these Kahoots. If you want, I can show it before the Kahoot begins. ताकि आप सब until you join, I'll show you that process. I really need to see that. Yeah. Okay. Chats. I got the chats. Mm, Assignment code Kahoot. Okay. So first, shall I do the assignment? For assignment, see, if you go to your assignment link, if you go to the description of this video, यहाँ पे you can see this submit your assignment here. And I've also had my mods जिन्होंने यहाँ डाला है. I mean those who have put it in the comments. So if you click on this link, यहाँ पे you can see the question appears right in front of you. The question is here itself. You have to fill in your name, your email, your mobile. So my name is Tanesh Ragwani. My email is taneshj@letsupgrade.in. My mobile is 8591775341. Yeah, so for guys who need to reach out to me personally for any questions, you can reach out to me on this number. This is actually my number. Uh, and my code is here. For example, any random code that you put in for this session, this is your code यहाँ पे and click on submit. Enter a valid email address. Sorry. Dot. Okay. There you are. That's my form submitted, and I'll get a review on my own code, and then again I'll get. I'm not getting chat यहाँ पे है. Uh, यहाँ पे है ना. ठीक है. Sir, assignment code you are giving link. I have the link guys code तो आपको खुद बना के डालना है. You have to create that code yourself. List is like how to make it. Okay. Yes, you need to paste your code there. What is give me a second. Okay. तो यहाँ तक everyone is there. Okay, everyone has joined. I actually see a lot less people than those who are actually live. So I'll just give it another minute. Chat कहाँ गया? I chat story and data LinkedIn post for Christian Akashi me. Guys, please अपना original नाम use करो because how else will I be able to you know track you guys, or else how else would I be able to reach out to you guys? Okay, 68. Are there more people coming in? Chat में डालो please थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी. Okay. Sir, can we submit yesterday's assignment today? Yes, you can submit yesterday's assignment today, but please go to yesterday वाला session. उसके description में you will find your assignment link यहाँ पे for that. Okay. तो वहाँ से you will get assignment question is also mentioned over there. आप वहाँ पे वो you will click on that link, you will get your assignment session. That is one thing. Okay, today's class was interesting. Uh, I'm glad you liked this session. Okay, there are many more sessions aligned in the same track जहाँ पे you want to go with Python. So please go to Let's Upgrade the website. वहाँ पे you'll see a lot of uh, you know scheduled classes वहाँ पे. ठीक है, I had uploaded the story and did a LinkedIn post. See, if you've uploaded the story and you've done the LinkedIn post and you haven't tagged Let's Upgrade, I'll not be able to know. So that is why I'm saying अगर आपने post डाला है तो please tag Let's Upgrade, because I am continuously taking follow-ups with my social media team, and if there's any post repost तो फिर I'll get to know. And please tag Let's Upgrade. That is one thing that you have to do, a very important thing, because that is the only criteria to actually get into this. Okay, sir, I am student ambassador. I have recommend. Acha, wait, I'll take questions later. Abhi ke liye you guys join in the Kahoot. Okay, this is Kahoot. I'll start the Kahoot यहाँ पे ही. There will be two Kahoots, okay? So 500 rupees winner each. Please take the screenshot if you win and send me that screenshot on WhatsApp. You guys have my number right now. Okay? Uh, okay, so I'll start. I'll start. Okay. Say okay. You have to select the correct answer which is showing on your screen. So, read it carefully, and the quicker you answer, the more points you get, and uske basis pe you are ranked on a leaderboard. Okay, let's see the result. So we have Jags. Who is this Jags? Please mention comment में. Rohan hai, and then we have Gopika in the top three. Okay, let's go, guys. Okay, this is the second. Okay, looks like a lot of you have been taking notes of these sessions. Adi has come first. Okay, our leaderboard has completely changed. चलो guys, जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करते हैं. Okay. Adi, Vaishu, Saran, Anjali. Jags is coming up the leaderboard. Okay, let's see who wins. Okay. This is actually the quickest and any round of Kahoot that I've hosted has gone. With my interaction. Jags. Okay, Jags has come up. Come back करेगा भाई अपना. नौ लोग कौन है वो? Okay, there has been no changes, yaar. What is this? Come on. How do you access the value of create in person dictionary? ओह बच गया, मैं ये करने वाला था. रोहन has a complete understanding assignment का. Oh, sir, the Kahoot code. Kahoot यहाँ है ना code? Game pin. You have your game pin right here. Jags has come up once again. अब वोट फिर से टॉप पे है. भाई का कमबैक हो गया. Okay, last question. Please, I have my chat open right here. Okay, तो chat में डालो जो भी है. Okay, now the final part. Who is the winner? The podium. Saran, Vaishu. Okay, guys, please ऐसे chat में comment डालो. Jack, Jack, so is Jagdish. I read his comment. इसका तो स्क्रीनशॉट लेके एटलीस्ट डालो तुम लोग स्टोरी पे, कुछ तो करो। ओके, मैंने तो ले लिया एक स्क्रीनशॉट। So the winners get Jags gets a 500 rupees coupon, and I'll have another Kahoot as well. So वो भी करेंगे. That उसका winner also gets a 500 rupees Kahoot. So that also I'm doing अभी. Now leave this and फटाफट वो join करो. Please answers मत देखो यार क्या कर रहे हो. Sir, could convert to link to submit process in the assignment, or I just made a mistake in the start of Kahoot and place 9. Kid Zera says that. Kid Zera कौन? Kid Zera भाई नाम तो डालो अपना. Hmm, Is at ninth. Come on, man. You still came out at ninth, which is very appreciable because out of 98 students. Okay, here's your game pin and your QR code. तब तक I'll read out all the questions. Hey, I thank you, sir. That's a great. Sir, code convert to link and submit. प्रोसेस इन द असाइनमेंट, और नहीं नहीं आपको कोड कन्वर्ट वगैरह कुछ नहीं करना. व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, देयर इज दैट लास्ट में जो आपका प्लेस होल्डर है, टेक्स्ट बॉक्स है, वहां पे यू पेस्ट योर एंटायर कोड. You paste your code, my system will automatically go through it, give out everything, and it will also be reviewed by a professional. So keep eye on that as well. Okay, चलो जल्दी join करो यहाँ पे. And moved. I was on 4 and moved to 10th. Sir, where should I be sending the screenshot? Jax, bro, please reach out to me uh, on my email if you want. I'll put in my email, or just send it to support@letsupgrade.in. Uh, support@letsupgrade.in, or tanishj@letsupgrade.in. I'll just give you that email ID. Yeah. Subscriber whom I'm not able to comment. Uh, okay, do it at support@letsupgrade.in. I'll put that in the chat later. Send your screenshot to that, and in that reply I'll send you your coupon code. 500 rupees winner. Congratulations Jagdeep. इसका स्क्रीनशॉट लेके आप स्टोरी पे डाल के भी टैग कर दो लेट्स अपग्रेड को. You might get a chance to win another 500 for that Instagram story coupon. ठीक है. Should I start the second Kahoot? फटाफट कर देते हैं. I'll not waste you guys का time. It still hurts to be on 10th place. अरे bro, kid जरा you finished ninth place or 10th place? 1 4. Also, do let me know if this is a very interesting change for you guys. Should I do Kahoot at the end of every session, or do you want me to do Kahoot at the end of each boot camp? So, you know, आपका 3 days का boot camp है, तो do you want me to do a Kahoot on the third day, or are you all willing to sit out at the end of every session? वो भी बताओ मुझे. Put that in the chat only. Chat में बताओ. I'll read it at some time because यहाँ मेरा नेट तो नहीं चल रहा, and I cannot really open my side of the YouTube when I am on live screen. Okay, should I start? Should I start? It's still oh, I didn't notice I typed 10. Yes, session every session. Wow. अभी सबका chat चालू हो गया. Everyone is chatting every session. Every session. Very good. Okay, I'll talk to our founder and my leader, and I'll ask him to do this every day. Until then, keep joining each and every session. Or please, I am once again telling you, Instagram story dalo, LinkedIn dalo. You might get a chance to. Sure, short. You do not do have to do anything else. खाली tag let's upgrade and अब डाल दो स्टोरी यार रैंडम में कोई एक शूट हो रहा है ऐसा भी नहीं कि मैं फॉलो देखे मेरे को उतनी मेहनत ही नहीं करनी. Short play bro. Where is assignment? Every session. Okay. Okay. I'll start. I'll start the Kahoot यार. I'll start. एक बार final yes लिख दो. I'll start the Kahoot. Muhammad Hassan, Bacha, Bacha. Bro, मैं अरे how many of you have actually watched Bads of Bollywood? Okay, start कर दिया मैंने. क्या ये repeat हो रहे questions? मेरे को ऐसे क्यों लग रहा है ये questions repeat हो रहे हैं? But good. Jack is once again on the leaderboard. Do you want him to take it again? भाई वो 1000 रुपए ले जाएगा वो. मैं तो दे भी दूंगा उसको. With data type would you store a whole number like 50 Boolean? Yeah. Okay. चलो रिपीट तो नहीं हो रहे. जगदीश सीरियस ले लिया वो सच्ची ले गया. He'll take the other 500 rupees. Okay. 87. Okay. ये बिल्लू बिल्लू who is this बिल्लू and who is this Sam 321 W कमेंट्स में डालो जल्दी जल्दी. बिल्लू बिल्लू कौन है? बिल्लू बदमाश तुम्हारी जेब से फरार. Okay. Sam has come again. The burning guitar. I still do not get your name if you type if burning guitar types I am Sam 321. How am I gonna get your name, bro? I still have that meme going on in my head now. Typical Gen Z thing. वो बिल्लू बदमाश तुम्हारी जेब से फरार is running on loop मेरे दिमाग में अब. And Billu has come first, man. Come on. Haru vlogs. Do you actually do vlogging, Haru? Not like him. Sorry, I called you out. But inclusive question था वो guys. Come on. Well, let me yeah. Okay. सोहम अरे बिल्लू सीरियस हर्ट हो गया बिल्लू. Which comparison operator is used to check if two values are equal? Equal तो ये है ना. This is equal. No, this is equal. Or is it this? दोनों में से कोई एक तो पक्का है 50. ओह, इसीलिए मैं कोडिंग नहीं सीखा मैं। रोहन पुणे। रोहन Haru vlogs. Python is known as a high-level dash language. Compiled language, interpreted machine low level. तो ये क्या है? Interpreted language. Oh, so Rohan, Shyam, Yash, Joshi, Girish. Okay, these are new names that I'm reading. Finally, leaderboard change हो रहा है. He tied the place at the rate Anjali Halke. Hey, one. What will be the output of 10.3%? How is that one? So, which of these? Okay, last question, guys. Which of these is a major real world application of Python? Operating system development, browser front end design, data science and AI, mobile app and UI design. So, do I tell you the answer? Oh, गलत था मेरा आंसर. Jags 5 बज गए. Jags नहीं लगेगा ये वाला. And this is Rohan. Hey, congratulations guys. Congratulations once again, Jagdish and Rohan. इसका स्क्रीनशॉट लेके भेजो to validate it or the next person gets your prize. So keep that in mind. Okay. So ठीक है. इतना है. Do any of you have a doubt in your assignment submission? है तो I have that tab open. I'll explain that once again. Oh नहीं कर सकता. Okay, see, this is you go to your description. I'll tell you once again quickly. You go to your description. यहाँ पे you see submit your assignment here. यहाँ पे click on this link. It will redirect you to the form. You can see your question is over here. आपका successful completion of assignment would result in should be able to choose. This is the condition that your code will be considered successful. Okay. Name Tanesh Jagwani. Email taneshj at letsupgrade.in. This is I'm actually giving out my real details. You can reach out to me whenever you want. But please be careful. 8591775341. Please do not call me in the middle of the night. Okay. Whom to send the screenshot? Assignment code यहाँ पे है. Paste up your assignment code. Okay. आपका कोड डालो. Assignment code and submit. आपका फॉर्म सबमिटेड है. यू विल गेट योर रिव्यू, यू विल गेट योर आंसर, यू विल गेट एवरीथिंग ऑन योर मेल ओनली. And certificate also. Once all 3 days ka assignments is submitted, your certificate you will get on your mail. So please make sure to use your registered email and use one single email ID again and again. Okay, can you paste the assignment where code is needed? Paste the assignment where code is needed. What do you mean by that? उफ, 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 उफ. सर टॉप 10 में हम 3 दोस्त हैं. रामदास. रामदास है ना. हाँ रामदास भाई, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन तुम तीनों भाइयों को. फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट is all that matters. That is true. But if your answer is wrong, then you lose the entirety of 1000 points. Can we paste this? Okay. So I guess that's done. Your winners, they go. I'll announce it very grandly tomorrow के session में. You have two winners who have actually won 500 rupees का coupon. If you want, I can confirm it to you. 500 rupees का कूपन है, they win, they won. आप now what I'm telling you is you still have opportunities to win another 500 rupees. आप screenshot लो, Instagram पे डालो, let's upgrade को tag करो, हो गया. That's the simplest thing to do यार, simplest thing. Come on. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any questions, just put it in the comments. यहाँ से पढ़ता हूँ. Wait, एक second. Where I got my prize, sir. How to get assignment code? You have to create write that assignment code. That is your assignment. That is the entire point of your assignment. Why would I give you the answer? Oh, you have another question. Where I got my prize? Did you win? Like any of the two? Because as far as I remember, Jagdish won the first one and Rohan won the second one. So those two are gonna get the prize, 500 rupees ka. Whom to send the screenshot? You have to send my screen. You have to send me the screenshot. You have that. Uh, okay. TJ, both I did it. देखो TJ, very honestly, if you have tagged us, obviously we would have known. But I'll still check it with my social media team once again. सर चाय पानी थोड़ा डाल दो. चाय पानी मेरे को मिलेगा तो मैं तुमको भी दूंगा. मैं अकेले रख के क्या करूँगा, मैं तो बांट दूंगा पूरा. इंस्टा पर स्टोरी लगाई है, देखो सर. देखो आई रिमेम्बर वन पर्सन हु एक्चुअली टैग्ड मी इंस्टेड ऑफ टैगिंग लेट्स अपग्रेड. तो उसका पता है मुझे. ही जस्ट डिड इट इन द बिटवीन इन द मिडल ऑफ द सेशन ओनली. सो आई डोंट नो हु इज इट. हाँ, निखिल निखिल ने किया था. निखिल हैड टैग्ड मी सेशन के बीच में ही, उसने टैग करके डाल भी दिया. तो विच इज़ अ गुड थिंग, दैट इज़ दी एंथुजियाज्म. सर 50 ही डाल दो तीनों भाई के भी. डाल दूंगा मैं. मेरे को आ जान दो, मैं दे दूंगा. ठीक है, चलो दैट्स इट. एनी डाउट्स यू रीच आउट टू मी. कल टुमारो इज द लास्ट डे ऑफ दिस बूट कैंप. आई विश टू सी यू ऑल देयर टुमारो and then upload the file there. Can't देखो कल we had done that, but instead आप अभी directly ये कर दो, कोड वहाँ पे पेस्ट कर दो. I have something, I have an AI agent, पूरा एक agent है. There's a lot of मेहनत behind your you know क्या बोलते हैं उसको, grader, your grader के बीच में बोलना ना. I should tag you, sir, and let's upgrade on both Insta and LinkedIn. I'll check my LinkedIn. LinkedIn पे मिला तो फिर LinkedIn वाला there is different contest, तो you might get क्या बोलते हैं, participated in that. क्या बोलते हैं पता नहीं. ठीक है. Okay, so I'll end that session here. Okay, good night guys, love you all, see you tomorrow. Okay, 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 okay.